Hello Spartans, Shell25,000 here, and welcome to episode 11 of RCT3 Let's Play 2014. And as the title says, it is time! Yes, we are finally building a coaster, and as promised it is B&M sit down. So I started trying to go for my double station thing, and then I think at some point I swiftly changed my mind. So I wanted to be in kind of the hyper coaster area, so around 30 meters tall. So I got going on the heights, and then so I remembered the terrain function I wanted. So I immediately got working modifying the terrain. So this is all looking good, of course. And then I decided, it would probably be easier to just build it from ground up. So I started out by placing my flat piece and then just kind of molding the terrain around the coaster, because as someone suggested, a terrain hugging coaster, and I know I did one of those very recent, Hevnorok, but I think if I did one, I'd kind of be ripping off Silverite, who literally just did one in his current theme park. So I was just trying to guess a good thingamajig station height, and then just lining it up. So right here, I was placing these, but noticed the terrain height was off, so I decided to shape the terrain manually. So this is looking good, and then I knew I wanted a large half loop as the first inversion, because big half loop, that'll look stunning, I think. It'll look pretty spectacular. So shape the terrain, and then just got placing, and this is looking good. So once that, I placed again. For the record, in these GIFs, it's going to be underneath pathways. So I think I did a similar thing. It's kind of like what I did at the initial drop in Orthodox. So right here I was deciding what to do. So I just wanted to make sure it would, well, I got the trains right there, I just wanted to make sure it would go through the thingamajig over the loop. Then I quickly chose a colour scheme for the track and later on changed it. After this episode I did about another 15 minutes of work off camera. So right here I was placing these and going for like a curve thing. I'll admit, looking back, I wasn't really sure what to do after this. So I knew it was a large corkscrew going over like a path thing. Then I decided, you know what, I want that to be, I noticed it is going through the loop quite slowly, so I decided I wanted it taller. So I pushed it up to 45 meters and then brought the chain lift down, and that, if I'm honest, I think that was much better. So I kind of intended to have this kind of shape. I'm gonna have like hills around the whole park, just so you don't have to see the edge. Well, provided the game can handle it, I'll do that at the end. So this is all looking good. And then I was kind of going for like deciding what to do, but I thought, since I'm gonna build it longer, I've got so much more space to play with. I deleted all that again and slung in a 0G roll. Then I decided I wanted it to go underneath a kind of restaurant. Another restaurant. I did say recently in a latter episode I was going to do various restaurants. So I dropped about something like 7 tiles. I might adjust this later on. So I was just realigning my terrain and then just dropping. And then being me, I screwed up. But I managed to fix it back. So for a little longer. Then I decided that was long enough for a restaurant. So it's going to be kind of like the restaurant. I think after looking back on this, I was deciding like a structure. But firstly, firstly I need to do some pathways around this thing. So I'm going to have kind of like two structures. So the restaurant's going to be kind of two halves. Going to have a main thing, then have like a conservatory or something. So I was trying to do something crossover. So at first I was trying to do like a crossover. I was trying to get my alignment right. So I was building this through, when I suddenly remembered, no wait, I want a path going under there, a nice big one, kind of like a whole main street. So instead I decided to go for a thingamajig corkscrew instead to have like a diagonal path going under that, because I thought that looked pretty cool. So then I was placing brakes, just a mid-coaster brake run. So I probably might have another path going under there or something, or maybe not. So this is all looking good. Now I was just placing more terrain, so I was just lowering this, and then decided to line it up for a cobra roll, because it's if I'm honest, I almost see it as obligatory for a sit-down coaster to have a cobra roll. So I lined up the terrain, slung on the half loop, and then the second one. Then I took a look at this and immediately decided I need to realign the terrain. So realigned that and thought it looked much better. Off camera, I did some like walls along the edges of these tunnels. So I had a look at the coaster as I went through it, and if I'm honest, I thought it was looking pretty nice. Brake run into the cobra roll in the second half of the coaster. The whole thing is kind of like reverse L shapes. I think, like the overall layout. So I decided what do I want next? Then I thought, so first I was going to do another corkscrew, and I thought, what about Novabank? So I placed that and immediately realised I screwed up. So I amended that and prolonged the rise just slightly later and got it lined up. Then I had to work out what I wanted to do for this. So at first I tried this, so I thought, no, I don't want anything interfering with that loop. So I decided to go for an incline twist. Actually no, first I tried to go for a drop underneath another path, and I thought that's enough tunnels. So I decided to sling an inline twist here. So then small drop, then another corkscrew. I think that takes the testing version up to large loop, 0G roll, diving loop, corkscrews 1 and 2, twist, and cobra roll. 8 inversions, nice and round. So after this, I just took off the heights and just decided to make sure that the coaster could get along the whole thing. Through the tunnels, over the 0G roll, through the diving loop, corkscrew number 1, brakes, cobra, over the other bank, inline twist, second corkscrew, final couple curves onto the finish line. So I deemed it a success and just quickly did some colour changes. I decided I want a kind of blue theme. I'm probably going to put a load of blue on the roofs of my Alpine buildings. So I'm going to sign off, show 2 for 1000, and see you in the next episode, I guess.